Hi all, we're here with Hinnerk Hupper today at Wild Oaks Pre-Training Farm, and Hinnerk's just going to give us a quick rundown of what the life of a pre-trainer is. Obviously, as they come out of the paddock at Oak Ridge, they come down the hill to Wild Oaks, and Hinnerk's the pre-training manager here. And Hinnerk, can you tell us what it takes to get a horse back to fitness really before he goes through to the trainer?
Yeah, look, once the horses arrive here after a nice spell in the spelling paddocks, we obviously have a good look at them and make a decision what kind of training the horse needs. We do that quite individual for every horse. We see what feet the horse needs to go on, and then also what work we start off with. Depending on the horse and the history, if the horse is an older horse or is it a younger horse. Most of the young horses that come in for a first or second prep, they just start with a nice written program, which means we do a lot of trot and slow canter work on our 600 meter sand track, as well as we use our 1600 meter grass track.
How long will that work consist of?
Well, on a daily basis.
On a daily basis, yeah.
Look, the whole progress starts obviously when the horse comes out of the stable. They get tacked up, all the gear gets put on them, and then they go on the dry walker for at least 20 to 30 minutes before they get ridden, just to warm up their joints and obviously relax them as well. Then we start with a slow program where they just do a few laps of trot and a few laps of canter, and then slowly increase. Whole riding process is usually between 20 and 30 minutes, depending on what fitness level the horse is up to. And then after that, the horse gets holed off, goes back on the dry walker for at least 20 to 30 minutes again to cool down before it goes back in the stable to have its breakfast. Also, some horses, depending obviously on type and history again and fitness level, go on the dry walk in the afternoons again, or go for a walk around the farm. Very individual, obviously, depending on the horse.
Fantastic. And how long do you have them here for before you're comfortable to send them into the trainer?
Usually, again, we design that very individual, but the standard program is around about 4 weeks. After these 4 weeks, the horse should be doing a little bit of pace work, which means we're usually looking at half pace over 4 or 5 furlongs on a nice lovely grass track. We also do a little bit of barrier work with them, so the horse is nearly ready to go 3/4 pace once it goes into town. Up from there, obviously, it's then up to the trainer how long the process goes until they go to trial or to jump out. But usually it takes them around about 5 to 6 weeks.
Obviously, it's a great facility here, as you just highlighted. We've got the 1600 metre grass track, the 2 dry walkers, but the water walker as well. There's not many of them here in Sydney, and it's a great asset to the property.
Exactly, yeah. No, it's a very good asset. I mean, it's a 6-horse water walker. We can work plenty of horses in there every day. We use that as an add-on, obviously. We mix it up into the pre-training program. The young horses, when I say young horses, I mean the horses that come in for a first prep, we usually tend not to put in the water walker because obviously we don't want to build up the wrong muscles, as well as we don't want to confuse the young horses. We just want to focus on the riding part and educate them on the ground and obviously under saddle, because that's what they really need, so they can stand up to the pressure in town.
Obviously, just as we're standing behind you, Hinnerk, we're on the grass track at the moment, but we see the lovely big hill that you have here. Obviously, as we touched on, it's a 1600 metre grass track, but that works up the hill as well. And you've commented before that you think it's a great advantage to your property. Can you just touch on that as well?
Well, exactly, you said that right. Look, first of all, for the young horses, it's very good because obviously it keeps the pressure off the front legs and gets them quite strong behind, which you don't have those kind of opportunities in town. It's all on the flat and obviously on the track. But here it's very good to strengthen them up, especially when they're young. As well as a lot of horses that we get out here, for example rehab horses that had tendon injuries, suspensories, joint problems, it's very good for them as well because again it keeps the pressure off their front end and of their legs.
Fantastic. Hinnerk, you do a great job here. We're delighted to have our horses here. We've achieved some great results off this track as well. Obviously, it's a property that is very fond to us at Dynamic. Dean actually used to manage this property back in the early 90s, and it's a farm that we've had a lot of success with, and we thank you and the Wild Oaks team for the continued support and great effort that you put into all of our horses. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure working with your horses and Dynamic Syndications.
Thanks, Hinnerk.